2 days ago, I locked 3 freelancers in a remote Irish cottage to fix their marketing. Because looking at someone else describing their own positioning, messaging, go-to-market struggles is weirdly clarifying for your own. In the first episode, we learned about the specific issues holding them back. In episode 2, I made them define their unique positioning in one sentence. And now, in episode 3, we wrap things up and put together an action plan they can follow and stick to once the experiment is over. Let's rejoin the action with book coach Vicky and her realizing that she's been ignoring her most obvious audience, the neurodiverse potential authors. Okay, so day 2 of this YouTube experiment.
Roosterfest.
Sorry?
Roosterfest.
Who's the first?
Roosterfest.
Roosterfest. That's okay. So, like, what stood out about yesterday?
For me, I think it was the whole. Why are you not talking about this thing more? You know,
Right.
the just like specifically speaking to the people that I tend to attract anyway, and bringing more of the way I work into my messaging and why I work with the people that I work with and why they come to me, which sounds really obvious, but that's the thing that I've been holding myself back from doing.
Laura, what's the one thing that stood out, like, that you keep thinking about?
Yeah, the way you managed to guide us into, what actually the problem is, or...
So what's the problem for you?
That's a great question. Not utilising my full range of skills, or like my Swiss Army knife experience and things I can draw upon.
Yeah.
I've almost pigeonholed myself unnecessarily.
Yeah, plus if you think back of your story, why you started it, remember, you said you were part of this agency, you were selling the projects, you were doing them fast, like from start to finish. You were not just designing website for this agency. Right? You did way more than that. So you have skills that you completely kind of put aside.
I've got so many clients who already are launching, have launched. I could do a retro with them, what they found most difficult, which bits they'd like most help. Like I literally could pick up the phone to a recent client now and say what would you have liked to help with, even, and if you were to do this again.
Do you want to pick up the phone now? Seriously,
Live on camera.
if you think about
your phone's over here.
if you think about like one client where you have a really good feeling with, and like you can call them out of the blue and ask them about either the previous launch, how it went, what they did, whatever, or maybe if they have a future one and what they're planning to do. Yeah? Let's do it. Well,
it'd be weird to just call her out of the blue. I could message her and see if she'd be up for...
Yeah, so then, and then we can record it like
later.
If it happens in the day.
Yeah, fine.
Okay, get your phone.
Do.
So Rob, what stood out from yesterday? What's the one thing that kept coming back to you?
The surprise of going back, or shining a light, shall I say, on the health and fitness, gym yoga type person.
Okay. So why are you surprised? Like, why was the surprise for you?
Just because I thought that ship had sailed in my own head around mostly around the purchasing power of them on the margins and the willingness to spend money on that type of the business. But what you did say, and how I think about it, is that there is demand. Go where the demand is, right? So there is demand and money flowing that way. All I need is a slice of it, and there are plenty of people making great money targeting that market. So why can't I?
What surprises me is that you're surprised that we're going back to this.
Yeah.
Right. So correct me if I'm wrong, but essentially this feeling of the ship has sailed, I'm not going after this. It was because you did this outreach to 200 yoga studios, and it didn't go as well as you thought.
Yes.
That's it. Yeah. Okay. No, but just to be clear. Okay. So, but you I don't want to force you into a direction you don't feel comfortable with, right?
You're not forcing me, because if you had spoke to me 4 or 5 months ago, I would have been like, I'm all in on this.
Okay.
So it was just that one experience. Yeah.
So it's more like the fear of, it sounds good on paper, how the fuck do I get clients?
Yeah.
But my feeling is like, with your personality, the way you come across, if you manage to get meetings or even calls, I'm not worried about your ability to close them, especially if we talk about in the way you talked about it yesterday, right? So then the only challenge for me is how do you get in front of those people sustainably in a way that is like scalable for you, that you can do repeatedly every week without worrying about, oh, it's not going to work, whatever. So I think that's probably going to be the thing we need to talk about basically right now.
Right.
The way I explain it nowadays, the way I think about it, it's quite simple. It's just borrow audiences. That's the key principle behind all of this, right? So I'm talking here for the three of you, and for me as well, the way I think about it. So when you think about client acquisition or getting in front of the right people, there is only one way to do this, and it's to borrow other people's audiences. Now, it doesn't mean borrowing someone else's, let's say, email list and do a guest email. That could be one. But that could also be going on someone else's podcast. It could also be going on someone else's YouTube channel. It could also be posting on LinkedIn. That's you borrowing LinkedIn's audience in a sense, right? It's not your platform. Anything that you would do in order to get on the phone with people, prospective clients, even going to local chamber of commerce, it's all the same principle. You basically are there to borrow someone's audience. That's what it is, right? Simple, in a sense. So whether it's organic, paid, whatever you want to call it, it's just that. There's a few steps here. So the first one, I call it like, so locate your people. And this one is like, now that we are a bit clearer about who we are reaching out to, what I like us to do is to try to find, okay, where do they hang out and who do they pay attention to? Now, there's a bit of an issue with asking them because people will tell you like, oh, I don't spend any time on YouTube. I read a lot of publication there with the industry, and then they spend 5 hours on TikTok and shit without telling you. So be careful with that. The who they follow. So keep it simple. Like if you have a client in mind that is a very good client, a real one, literally going to their LinkedIn or Instagram or whatever and see who do they follow, pay attention to and stuff like that. Why don't we do this for one of you to start? So literally just thinking about locating your people. So like Rob, we were talking about that earlier. You say, like, let's say you're a bit worried about where to find those people. So if we think those people, let's say they've been in business for a while, right? They maybe have a couple of locations or even a bit more. So those business owners, where do they hang out? What do they pay attention to?
Like in terms of online, where they're hanging out? Yeah.
Not necessarily. I mean, literally, what is their brain exposed to? Who do they pay attention to? What do they pay attention to?
Well, Instagram comes straight to mind.
Okay, why?
Even though I hate it. Just because they had it maybe personally and now they have it for business, but they need to post, or they've got someone doing the posting for them. But they're constantly scrolling and maybe paying attention to business people because they're now in business, not necessarily they're gym owners. They'd keep an eye on what they're doing, but more so what people would advise they do in business.
Okay.
Business gurus, so to speak. That's definitely a thing. Maybe they're on TikTok, but I can't really speak to that because I'm not on that really at all.
I would say they probably are on TikTok because...
But consuming or for business?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. They're there.
In fact,
they're there anyway.
In fact, for consuming, like again, that's what I was saying. It's
doesn't matter. You're still on there.
Exactly.
Looking around. Yeah, they're on LinkedIn. They mightn't post.
Are they?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Business owner told me last week. Just one, but like I know they all have accounts. Chamber of Commerce would be somewhere they would.
How do you know that?
Because I've been there, member myself, seen them.
They would
one
go.
One of my clients is a member.
They would go.
They would go. I don't know how many.
No, it doesn't matter.
They're not necessarily littered with.
No,
it's not. They're not going there for business. Personally, when I was a member for a few years, and it was mostly when I first became a business owner. I wanted to be able to stand up and say I am a business owner. So it was more for confidence and networking as opposed for business itself.
So the level deeper that I like to use is who who's behind those channels or whatever. Because at the end of the day, that's who you're going to reach out to borrow their audiences or even reach out directly to people. So,
okay, so I know for a fact that this client and a number of different people from the Chamber of Commerce, not necessarily in the health and fitness industry, have done the Kildare Leo, which I can't remember what it stands for, LEO.
Local Enterprise Office.
Yeah, they do like marketing training, and they get a marketing expert to come in, and they would do like a 2-day course. And I don't know what's taught in that, but I could get more info on that. And
okay,
they do that because they're affiliated with this, and they get it for either free or.
So the next move is then, how do we borrow their audiences, right? And it's essentially for the Chamber of Commerce, how do we do that? For LinkedIn, how do we do that? For the Kildare Leo stuff, how do we do that, right? So again, finding the people behind it. So like instead of having a faceless name like Kildare Leo, identifying the people who are behind it, okay? And then once we have that, we can make a list of all those potential like people of interest, right?
So the head would be a person of interest for me because they have an audience, so to speak, of all the guys I want.
There's an audience you can borrow, yeah.
I'm just worried there's so few Jim.
Yeah. So I exactly. So I know what you mean, and I'm not saying this is what you must do. I'm just trying to break it down into how I think about it. So if there's so few, but imagine that's one Chamber of Commerce.
Yep.
Okay. If you have evidence that your people, especially those ones, at the 40 plus and whatever, they tend to be members of Chamber of Commerce, and if we stick it to Ireland for now, how many Chamber of Commerce in Ireland?
Yeah, there's those.
And then if we find a way to reach out to those people, create rapport, and really offer something of value in exchange for access to their audience, then the numbers might look small if you just take one, but if you do it repeatedly, it could become very interesting very quickly.
Bonjour. So, something for you. You know the way I've been quizzing my participants in that workshop and asking very probing questions and to get to the truth, to get to where they're struggling and to be able to give them good advice. So, if you want to live the same experience without me going to your house, that'll be weird. We can do that online. So, you can take the quiz. An online quiz that asks probing questions, asking like specifics, and as soon as you do that, as soon as you answer all of those quick questions, you'll receive an email with my personalized assessment audit of what's going on and with my recommendations. You just add your detail, bim bam boom, let's do it. And there we go. First question, you see, it's just, you don't have to answer anything. You just click, right? Very quick. Do clients have a clear, compelling reason to choose you over their competitor? Let's suggest yes. Do your message resonate well, etc., etc. And at the end, once you're done with this, you'll get an email, personalized email. So it looks like that. I took a quick screenshot of this one. And so it gives you the quick summary of where I think your main opportunity is, a little story followed by my recommendation, top 3 moves, specific things that you could be doing. So again, pop your email in, send you the stuff. You can reply to me straight away too. I read all my emails. See you there. Bye.
Once we have who we want to reach out to or where we want to be, there's 3 ways we can find an angle we can be of value to them. It's either time, knowledge, or network. I'll explain that in a second. So one of the worst things to do is pretty much what you described yesterday about the UK studios. So one of the worst things to do is to straight away cold outreach like your customers directly without just building a normal relationship that humans would tend to do, right?
Yeah.
So instead of trying to reach out to, let's say, this head of Chamber of Commerce, if you don't know them, or I don't know, like local podcasts that they all seem to listen to, instead of going for the pitch straight away and say, hey, like pitch slap, right? Like, hey, can I be a guest on your podcast? What we want to do is be genuinely of service and be a nice person, reaching out because yes, you want to build a relationship with them and there might be something you can do for them, but also because you just want to fucking create a connection there.
Okay.
And that's what I try to mention every time I mention about like boring audiences. It's like when you start thinking about those people, it's easy to put them into a fucking Excel spreadsheet. That's
exactly what I did.
Yeah, that's what tends to happen. You put them in Excel spreadsheet, and each person becomes a fucking row of a spreadsheet, which is the most dehumanizing thing you can do, right? So instead, what I like to do is like one person, right? Like we mentioned the head of the Chamber of Commerce. That could be just for the argument's sake. One person is more than enough to get you 10 clients easily by just developing one good relationship with one person. Because this person might know other people. This person can help you with their own audience, introduce you to others and stuff. I think I can link back most of my clients, or at least a lot of the podcast guests I've invited after, to like one person who made intro, and then we're still in touch. And like, so don't obsess over a number here in terms of, I must make a list of 500 plus people or else I'm gonna fucking die of starvation. So one person is more than enough. Reach out and say, trying to find an angle that could be interesting to them. Like, without trying to sell anything straight away, like genuinely be of service. Like, what is the thing that they desperately need at the minute? Is it an intro to someone? Like, have you seen they posted something on LinkedIn, they need help with something? Just genuinely being of service to them and being a nice person. For example, my book is used as a gift. Like, I would send it randomly to people. I'd send the book, I sign it, I'd send a couple of stickers without expecting anything in return. I wouldn't say on the note on the book, can you please review the book on Amazon in exchange or anything? No, like it's not a transactional relationship I'm building. So once you have that, and once you have an actual genuine connection with this person, then guess what? It's much easier to think about, okay, now I'm in a position to say, how many fitness business owners is there in your network, do you think? I'm thinking of doing this, like I want to reach out to them. What is your advice? You know, I'm just like being a fucking normal person once again. So then like what I like to do is, okay, if you identify someone who's really, really, in terms of priorities, they have a lot of contacts, they're exactly the type of people that your people listen to, I would then go for the kill. Like I would go like a newsletter, I would follow if they have a newsletter, LinkedIn, if they're active on Twitter, like wherever they are, I'll basically start then following them, following what they're up to, replying to emails or the LinkedIn posts that I genuinely like and stuff like that, without forcing it. But I would try to really be in their world, and you'll see after a while it just naturally happens, like the law of all reciprocity. And at first, I don't want to overwhelm you in terms of like changing your entire schedule. Literally one thing per day, right?
Love it.
So that could be, to start with, reaching, send, let's say one, I'm going to call it like care package or whatever the fuck. So like if we think that sending stuff over mail, direct mail to people, because you have something nice to send them or whatever with the thank you notes is the way to go, then literally for the first few weeks, you just send one per day. That's it. The first thing you do in the morning, and then you do your usual stuff, like you don't overthink it, right? That's it. It's not like every day you wake up like, oh, how the fuck am I gonna find clients? No, it's like you just follow, you don't think about them, about those tasks. You do them because you've identified you don't want to do them. So another type of task could be like find, let's say, 2 people of interest. Like people of interest is like the type of people I mentioned, like who you can borrow audience from or who know people, right? So instead of like going ahead and creating a fucking huge list of 500 people once and then that's it, no, just every day you find 2 more. But the thinking is not like, is to really to decouple the thinking with the doing, right? So you do the thinking, you put that schedule, you start small with one core habit and you don't think about it. Like you have to do it because you have to do it. That's it, you just do it. You've decided before you do it, you don't think about it, you fucking do it. Does it make sense?
Yeah, simple things just done regularly. Like that's why
Well, that's fitness for you, man.
That's fitness.
Don't know if you heard about fitness.
I heard this new thing on Instagram called fitness.
While I take a quick break with a coffee, I set Vicky and Laura to identify where their potential clients spend their time and the person of interest on those channels whose audience they look at boring. And I returned to Vicky's list. So how do we turn this list of big channels, big places where a lot of people hang out into a list of people that you can actually start building a relationship with that could lead to you boring the audiences? Again, yes, posting on Instagram or posting on LinkedIn is boring the audience, but let's go one level more.
I can already think of a few people on Substack that I can build a relationship with.
Okay, so let's just pick one.
Yeah, Substack.
So, like one person, tell me who.
Austin Kleon.
Oh, okay.
Do you know him? He's the creative. He's a creativity guy, so he's kind of adjacent to what I do. His stuff, I love what he does. He's brilliant.
Why?
He's just really inventive and creative, and he's interested in everything. And so he's the person who gave me the idea for the zines in the first place.
Have you ever done a gesture, like a big, something a bit more?
Saw this and thought of you kind of thing.
Yeah, not necessarily, but yeah, one of those.
No, not really.
Okay.
I could send him a zine and be like, "This, you inspired me to do this."
Yep. Is there a postal address somewhere?
Maybe a PO box or something. Yeah, I could.
Or you can literally ask him, like,
could
I want
ask
to
him.
send you something as a thank you for all the help you've given me over the years without you necessarily knowing. You can
Yeah.
inspire me to create a zine. I just wanted to send you a little something.
Yeah.
They'll definitely answer. Again, this single person here, if you play your cards right, can expose you to so many people who are like your ideal potential clients, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Do you know? So again, no need to put a fucking huge list together.
Yeah.
So remember earlier when I put Laura on the spot and told her to start messaging all clients to get one on the phone today? Well, this is where that comes back in. Laura has managed to set up 2 calls with past clients to understand how they've actually approached product launches, what outside help they've used, and where things felt super hard. It's one of my favorite exercises because it's a way of checking whether the positioning they've been working on matches real demand, the real world, and not just theory.
Hello, how are you? Now they're actually launched, how would you describe the launch? Like, what would you say went well? What would you say didn't go so well?
I would say the email, it was okay, but I could have done it. I don't know. I didn't maybe do it quite in the best way. That's just me not really thinking things through, probably. I think I took on a little bit too much all at once, so it kind of...
Yeah,
things did get a bit missed.
Did you get any help with any of it at all, Emily, out of interest? Did you get any help or resource to like do any part of the launch aside from the website?
No.
Okay, yeah, wow, no wonder. Being so busy then. If you were to do this again, do you think it's something you'd be willing to like get external support on?
I think it would depend on my workload, like how much extra time I have to put into it. I guess also like how well the business is doing.
Sure.
I've taught myself to basically do everything,
Mm-hmm.
and that doesn't mean I do it all well,
But you can.
but I do it.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it's hard to go, okay, well, you know, I can pay somebody to do something for that, you know, they'll do it for me instead. But is it really the cost that's going to cost? Is it worth it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
Over me just kind of muddling through. I guess if budget was no issue, then I absolutely would, you know, get somebody to do my social media, get somebody to do my email marketing, get a PR, like, you know, I would do all of that, I guess, if the budget wasn't an issue.
Yeah, just to say that was really useful, and yeah, thank you.
Okay. Good, no problem.
Cool. Yeah, what do I think? I think for this particular person, they probably would. It will be a real pull to get like budget allocated to doing product launch stuff. But
you see, I mean, from my perspective, the real evidence that we have of any money being spent on something like that is non-existent. I mean, she's done that herself, but the go from 0 to 1, being like 0 being doing it yourself, to 1 having actually being willing to pay someone to do her social and her email in her words and her PR, which essentially is like how to plan the launch properly.
Yeah.
That's a bit of an issue.
Do you have any other freelancers or outside help that were part of the launch?
Not for this one, no.
No. And have you come across anybody who specialises in product launches specifically?
No, I guess I've always worked in. I guess when I worked with SMB, the previous startup, a lot of the senior team were brought on because they've worked, to help launch things like Moonpig, etc. So, but I don't know someone that's pure role is specifically product launches.
So it's something that you say was handled internally at previous places?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, just the internal team would handle each product launch, yeah.
Okay. No, that's super helpful. It doesn't sound like it is something that people are considering for... Like, they need the help, but whether they would actually hire someone to come on and help with this stuff, I don't know.
But it's only 2 people.
Yeah, I agree.
It's clear that they have a budget for the product launches. It's clear that they are willing to allocate money into it. So I think email is a good one.
And everybody knows, I think, that email is the thing that converts. It's still the highest converting channel from every e-com site.
Yeah, it's closest to the money. So if they nail that part, at least for their launch, at least they know that it's going to do okay.
Yeah.
And then if you do a good job with that, then this is when you can propose, well, now let's add some sprinkle on top. It's like social ads and shit.
Yeah. It's so interesting as well. I could easily pitch or get more of the email stuff as well. Like every time they come over to Shopify, I could do their email. Like there's always the opportunity. I'm like so close to it, or I could really easily have it as an add-on now, even before then.
Because you said you got a couple of products lined up, right?
Yeah.
Couple of websites.
Yeah.
Could be a great way to test.
Yeah, that's basically what I was thinking. One of them is just about to do that. And they don't have an email person.
So your core issue that you said in your questionnaire was like you're bored of your own messaging, you don't know what to say, or like you're just, let me fucking...
I'm sick of my own bullshit.
You said, what you could walk away with, my core messaging, my brain slides off it every time I try to think about it. So like what to say, right? But I think we've started to solve that, right? And then, so Laura, we've leave you alone for a bit. And then Rob, you said my positioning, I feel like I do many things. I love to nail down what is it that I do better than anyone else. Everything else can run downstream from that. How do you feel about, do you think we're getting closer?
Getting closer is the word. I suppose my worry is that it all sounds great on paper, right? And then we leave here and we're kind of thinking...
That's my worry too.
Yeah. So what's the first step? Yeah.
So what's the first step?
The first step, yeah.
So first, we have the setup, meaning the task that he essentially just has to do once. He needs to call past clients to understand where they spend their money, the actual problems they struggle with. I want to pressure test the positioning he's chosen, and I want to put to bed once and for all the fear that there is no money for gym owners and that they don't spend any money on anything. Second, I think he needs to make things official. He needs to lean on one strong case study related to the industry that he can show to new potential clients. Finally, to define a first offer that is easy to say yes to, something that is low risk for the client, something that doesn't feel like a lot of effort for them. Now, for the weekly task, right, which is more like the momentum, the things that he needs to keep doing over and over again. I want him to list 5 people with influence every week. So like borrowing audiences, I want him to reach out to those 5 people. No pitch, right? Just being useful.
offering your time, offering your knowledge, offering some network, being nice, being genuinely interested in what they have to say. I would ask for then one referral every week to a past client, so being explicit about it, because clients are not going to do that just from the goodness of their heart. They're not going to think about that. So it's totally okay to ask a past client who's happy with what you've done. And finally, adding your prospect, right? Which is the last step of the momentum. And finally, the daily stuff that he could be doing, the one non-negotiable action. It's something that he does every day. Could essentially be breaking down the weekly stuff into daily stuff, such as finding one person with influence, reaching to one person. It's really about splitting the thinking with the doing. The thinking is done now when we've put together the next step. The doing, you just look at your list and do it.
So how do you feel now?
A lot more like, a lot more possible. Before we wrote this down, I was like, it all sounds great, but like, am I going to do everything? But now it's like either a tick or an X that goes beside these things. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Lovely.
Should we do this for you?
I think so. I don't know. Yeah.
What do you mean you don't know?
I mean, I'd like to.
Well,
I don't know.
don't be all
That'd be
shy
nice.
like this. Like, I don't know.
I know.
I look to, and I don't know. Not sure. What's going on with you? They're all shy. Do you think I'm gonna fucking make you cry? No.
Done that.
I don't do that. So,
Okay, let's describe Vicky's product ecosystem. She has a paid workshop that she charges £25 for. She has writing sessions that she calls the Power Hour, which is free with a workshop. She has a membership, which she charges £60 per month for, which contains workshops, Q&As, writing sessions. She has a group program, starts at £950. She has one-to-one coaching, which costs £1,200 per month, and the intensive 6 weeks one-to-one coaching at £2,222 per month, which he calls the book coach in your pocket.
okay.
But all of that's kind of fine, but what I would like to do is the scalable thing, because I can only do so much of any of that stuff, like from there onwards, because there's only so much of me and my time. So I want to find a way to, you know, make a little bit more. Like, I don't want millions of people in my membership. It wouldn't work. I want it to be a small, not overwhelming thing, but I also need something that's going to bring me in like a baseline of, you know, if I could have something that brought me in $5,000 a month without me having to put like one-to-one.
Remember yesterday or this morning, I don't remember at this stage, we talk about your particular segment and how to get them earlier. What was the struggle that they had earlier before they even were ready to write the manuscript? What did we say?
There's a few things. Time is not time, but they think it's time. The confidence in, like, who am I to write a book? Who's going to be interested in my story? Where do I even fucking start?
Yeah, I think your goal is like moving them from 0 to 1, which is where I think you're missing out on the most, is like making them realize they have a book in them.
Yeah.
Making them realize they can do it. As a neurodivergent, as whatever diagnosis they have, you can do it too, as long as you have this and this and this and this. So I think that should be, if I think about it in terms of a timeline that is a bit more clear like that's where they start, and that's the first step. Like, make me believe I can do it, you know? I can do it too.
There are a couple of core beliefs that Vicky's potential clients hold on to, and if we manage to switch their beliefs ever so slightly, if we manage to turn from I don't believe I'm capable of writing a book to I can write a book, things would get much easier. One, I'm not a writer, right? I haven't been trained as a writer. I can't write. 2, I don't have time. 3, I do not know where to start. You know, what do I do? Do I write first? Do I write an outline, etc., etc.? My ideas are not worth it. People won't find that interesting. Number 5, someone's already done it, so therefore I shouldn't write it. And number 6, I should do this on my own. I shouldn't need the help of someone else.
If you think about it in terms of matrix, what I think you're missing out when we look at your existing funnel is that you're not at all you're not really touching on them explicitly to the point of like making it super easy for them to understand that once, like, so first of all, I think you can start with any type of lead magnets around any of those beliefs. So it could be an individual thing. One thing that is helpful is, okay, if we take every single one of those beliefs and really make it, again, it's not belief for everyone. It's like, again, those neurodivergent people who have things to say, we need to believe they can do it too. So what can we create specifically for this use case? Let's say if we make it a quiz, how will it look like? If we make it a case study, how will it look like? If we make it a part of your story, how will it look like? Those are all potential assets for the very top of the funnel. But then, like, again, when we think about borrowing all your people's audiences, Austin Kleon, for example, you think, okay, what can I offer him that will be valuable for his people? Well, let's say it's just a webinar for the sake of it or whatever. Well, you can do a webinar solely on any of those, or a webinar on like basically a small slice of it where you touch on the key stuff that neurodivergent people believe that they should think differently. Again, it all falls back into that, because then once those people believe this is possible, they can do it and whatever, then the next step is obvious, right? And then it's the offers that go with it. So what do you think is the core thing, the core offer, like the central one?
I mean, there's a thing that works really well. It's really fucking hard to sell. Is the writing sessions that I do, the membership that I do. If I can get people into it, it can literally change their lives. But it's fucking getting people into it that I can't do.
Yeah, because it's super tough because they don't believe all the stuff they need to believe first.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I think so. And there's also the kind of, well, I can just set a timer and write for myself. And it's like, but you're not going to fucking do that, are you? So,
but that goes back to the belief.
yeah.
No book is written in isolation.
Yeah.
They need to believe that first. Once they believe that, then they buy into that idea. So I think the core is like the step before. So what is easier to sell than for you from your experience? Because you have experience.
Honestly, at the moment, I'm finding the high ticket stuff easier to sell.
Okay. What like what?
The coaching. So like the private coaching, the book coach in your pocket thing.
And how easier?
But
like
I can't take any more client. I've got them full.
Yeah, but like,
Which is great,
okay, but there's so many things you can modify. So let's say, what do we need to stop doing here?
Everything else.
So the microbook magic thing, gone.
No, I love that.
Yeah, but you see, you love that. Why do you love it?
Because it's really, I get really good results from it, and the people who do it then often come back to work with me again later on.
Yeah. But you struggle to sell it.
I did this time round because I didn't put the effort into it basically. But until this earlier this year, I've done really well. I've had 8 to 10 people in it each time. So.
Yeah, and how much of your time was that? 8 weeks?
Yeah.
That's a long time of being almost fully on for 8 weeks for 10 grand, like.
Maybe I put my prices up then.
Yeah, because that's 5 grand a month for to run a program where you basically have no time to do anything else. So then the book coach thing, it's 222 at the minute, and remind me of what it is.
It's 6 weeks of 6 calls with me, and then support in between via Telegram or WhatsApp or whatever, and my feedback on the work that they give me. So I'm like, send me stuff at least 2 days before our call so that I have time to go through it, comment on it, feedback, and then we'll go through it in the call. So it's like an intensive, and then by the time, it's like, how much will we get done in those 6 weeks? I don't know, it depends on them, but.
Okay, so 222, that's cheap as fuck for that.
Yes, it is, because it's a lot of work for me.
Yeah, and plus it's not just a lot of work for you, it's just the value you deliver. I'm sure you go above and beyond every time.
That was the number that I plucked when I was like, I don't know what this is going to be, so.
But like, I think, yeah, that's one of the key for you is your prices are too low.
Yeah.
And
that's why I'm exhausted as well.
Absolutely. Like, I mean, I know you love your membership and stuff like that, but like to me, again, it's easy for me to say I'm an outsider of the business, but I would kill it.
So I have thought about doing that, and the reason that I haven't is a couple of things. I've got 3 or 4 people in there who are really good friends of mine as well. Like they've become friends over the years and they've done my other programs and stuff. But it's also structure for me. Like having to show up for them means that I also have to show up for me. So
Yeah, completely. But you can still do that through that offer instead. Meaning there's no offer of £50 a month. The only way to get writing sessions on that structure is through book coach in your pocket.
okay. And then I could just keep the people that I've got in the membership,
You know,
but I don't have to
you
sell
just
it.
don't. You don't have to sell it. You
Oh
just
my
stop.
god!
Was that relief?
No. Physically, like,
Because that like, oh no! See, you have made me cry now.
Yes.
No, I'm
2
not
out of
gonna,
3.
no, I'm not going to cry because if I cry,
Don't
then my
break me.
eyelashes will fall off.
Those workshops that you do, £25. I think £25 is too cheap as well. It should be like 100, 200, 250 maybe.
I think so too.
But they need to relate because it's more top of the funnel. They must relate in some way, shape, or form with one of those beliefs, or some of them, or 2 of them, or 3 of them, right? Needs to connect. So templates, books, like the workshop. To me, I would put them there, and that's it. That's more than enough. I think once you price them properly, then it's more than enough. And then, so that's just your focus on the paid offer. And then beforehand, you have the focus on borrowing people's audiences, identifying new people, and pushing those points of views of yours that relate to their beliefs, especially for those neurodivergent people who want to share an idea. And that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. I would kill
Très bien.
it with fire.
Kill it with fire. That feels.
So, Laura, if I think about the number of copywriters or email marketing specialists in the e-com world, I can think of a lot of people. You know, we know there's demand there. We know it's sexy. It's not sexy, but it's like the fundamental stuff. We know that. Like, there's so many things we know. How much more validation can we?
no, fair.
Right.
But okay, then I guess it's the difference between am I just like now we're going to go and try and become an email person, or am I trying to say that I can do the launch part of the emails?
Well, you're still Laura. You're still a mother. You're still a girlfriend, partner, a wife soon enough, hopefully. Like, as a person, nothing has changed.
Yeah,
it's
of
just what
course.
you do for work.
Yeah.
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 So you're not an email person.
No. Yeah, but you've got to go with something. People have to
Yeah.
understand,
But like, it's an important, I think, distinction. You're not
Distinction,
an email person.
No.
You are thinking of potentially offering email marketing for food, beverage brands like DTC, e-commerce.
Yeah.
Especially when they are about to launch or whatever, because we know that's the time where they look back at their system, their campaigns and shit. That's what you're thinking of offering. But nothing to do with your identity.
So then I guess no, that's fair. Yeah.
I know I'm being pedantic here, but it's
No.
important.
No, I agree. I know, but
But what? Tell me.
yeah. So you can't just go like I can't just be like going and be like I'm a copywriter.
You're not a copywriter.
No, I know, but it's the same.
Again,
That's how
you
it feels. It's
Again,
like,
I don't want to put you on the spot, but you keep saying I am a.
no, okay, but
Hey,
yeah.
I'm thinking of offering this on top of what I currently offer,
Okay,
just
yeah.
to see if I can, can use more skill sets, be more helpful, get closer to revenue.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair.
So you're not a copywriter, you're not
Yeah.
an email marketing person.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Because you already do, like, it's not as if we're going into a completely new world, you don't know what the fuck is going on. You already do it, but you kind of do it for free on the side, because at least if it fails, it's not your deal, because you're not paying paid for it.
Yeah. So no, I like how you framed that though. Of like I'm thinking of offering it. So yeah.
That's the truth.
No, I agree.
Okay, so
All right. Laura's next steps. I want her to identify 5 past clients in order to talk to them and understand how they've been thinking about their previous launch, their past launches, product launch, and whatnot, to gather even more intel than she had already gathered. I'd like her to come up with one offer around £5,000, which, again, doesn't mean much in terms of, it could be 4, could be 6. It's not really about the number itself. It's more like challenging her to match her skill set to the money she's asking. And very much like Rob, step 3 would be to create a one-page case study. It doesn't need to be fancy, but it's something to really like associate the thing she's talking about with her past experience and what she's been already able to achieve. Step 4 is to reach out to those 5 clients. Step 5 is to make things public, what she's thinking about doing, what she has in her mind, and posting that on LinkedIn. It's a difficult enough exercise because we always try to portray ourselves as know-it-alls who have everything figured out. And so the very fact of saying, I'm thinking of doing this, is a kind of mind-shifting one. And finally, step 6, to ask for a referral, to ask for referrals in general. Very much in a similar vein to Rob.
If you do all of that already, you're good.
Yeah. I'm going to come up with one objection, but I guess one thing is that I have a price anchor in what I charge for the website. Do you think it's irrelevant?
Well, it's only anchored in your brain. I mean, why would they?
Because you say only charge me this for this, or I've already given you.
How much do you charge? Like, what's the highest you've charged for work you've done recently with them?
With any of them, like 6,000.
Oh my fucking god! For a full website, like they are laughing all the way to the bank, saying like, we got such a great deal. Like, that's worth at least 20, 30 grand this work.
No, I honestly, I think even agencies, it's like 15 to 20.
Yeah.
And that's a full agency.
That's what I said.
And if I'm not a full, I'm like...
Yeah, but you deliver the same job and probably better.
Yeah.
So that's not that far off when I said, is it?
But are you thinking that the clients you closed at that would say no to 10, 15, 12, whatever?
Oh, I don't know, because they've all said yes to 6.
Okay.
And similarly, it's exhausting. I said get to the end, I'm like, fucking hell,
you need to be at a point where it's like, it's fuck your money. It's
yeah.
At what price will I be happy to do this?
Yeah.
Because if you dread it even before signing, then you're fucked.
Yeah. No,
that's genuinely, like, you need to think of yourself. It's like self-preserving.
Well, I said that to you, didn't I, yesterday, of like, I'm just over-delivering.
Mm-hmm. But that comes from your imposter syndrome, making sure you do a good job, making sure you're being liked, so therefore you do more than what is being asked of you.
Yeah. And like over-complicating the offer as well, of like what they need, Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, back to the then.
Yeah, I think, honestly, if you do this and follow through, that's already a huge leap forward.
Stop saying if, I will.
It's what?
Don't say if I follow through, I will.
It's good that you're getting annoyed about you saying that.
I know, it is.
Well, we'll see.
Oh, yeah?
We'll see.
I'm also competitive. I'm a big brother, so...
Here we go.
Oh! Bonjour. I know, this is the end. The 3rd episode of the series of The Cottage, of Rob, Laura, and Vicky's struggles and what we went through together. Thank you so much for watching. And I know you're probably wondering, I wish I knew what happened to those 3 after. Did they actually follow through all the stuff? Did it work? Did it not? What did they struggle with after? Well, you're in for a treat, because in the 4th episode, I catch up with them 3 months later to get an update from them, to see what's worked, what haven't. And as you know, it's going to be real, authentic, no bullshit. I hope you'll tune in to close the loop, and I'll see you then.